Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. David Yachter. Just wanted to recap from last night's workshop, Anti-Aging and Detox. We had a great event, so I wanted to thank everyone who actually showed up and participated. Some of the things that we learned last night basically just really distilled down to just a handful of things. First and foremost, constant, never-ending improvement. People who live long, healthy lives and really slow down the aging process are people who have a vision for their lives. They're always making their future bigger than their past. They have a mindset of constant, never-ending improvement, and they're lifelong learners. The second thing that we found in common with longevity is maintaining your weights, because when you start gaining weight, your blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, all these things go up, and they require medications. The more medications you are on, the more side effects that you have, and the more it affects your life expectancy. The third thing that we found was making sure that we make the three basic changes. And that was changing out the bad fats for the good fats. Also talked about making sure that you're changing the meats and the dairy that you're eating, making sure that you're having more grass-fed and making sure that it's organic and so on and so forth. And then the third thing was making sure that you are reducing the carbohydrates and eliminating them if possible, depending on who you are, because that'll help you keep your weight down. It'll help you reduce and get off medications many times for many disease conditions. And again, these are all common threads in terms of helping your body stay healthy for a long, long period of time. We actually dove a little deeper into why that happens from a cellular level or a genetic standpoint. The genes are obviously the DNA inside of the cells and the chromosomes inside of the cells, which are affected by your lifestyle. So in other words, when you have lots of bad fats, sugar, diet high in carbohydrates, it's going to create inflammation at the cellular level. Same thing with toxins. Where do the toxins come from? Well, sometimes it's the mattress or the pillow that you sleep on with formaldehyde. Sometimes it's the chlorine or the lead in the water, the lead in the paint in the house that you're living in. You grew up in the lead generation many decades earlier. So mercury in the contact lens solution from the 80s, from the 90s, we were all immunized, vaccinated. There's mercury in that. There's mercury in many of the fillings in our teeth. So we can go on, and that's what we talked about last night. But for most of us, the question really is not if we're toxic. The question is, how toxic are we? And the problem is that affects the cells. It affects the cells from a standpoint of inflaming them, all along with the trans fats and the bad fats and the sugar causes cellular inflammation. And what that does is it disrupts the normal function in your body, inside the cell, your body's ability to detoxify itself. In particular, a process called methylation that we learned about. When your body's not able to methylate and really recycle all the antioxidants and kill off the oxidative stress, which causes the deterioration and the destruction of the cells. When your body's not able to do that, one of the main signs is fatigue. Inside those cells, you have something called the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse. That's where all your energy comes from. But if the cells are toxic, it's like being in your living room with a fireplace and the flue is closed and all the smoke starts billowing up inside of your house. And so that's the problem. That's why one of the most common, or the most common sign of toxicity at a cellular level is fatigue. And other signs are anxiety, depression, insomnia, irritable bowel syndrome, allergies, headaches, muscle pains, aching all over your body. These are the common signs of toxicity at a cellular level. And I had confirmation of this myself in my own situation. We do DNA testing in our office. We've been doing that for a couple of years now. I remember when I got my DNA report, I saw, there were 6 genes for methylation in particular when it came to detoxification that I looked at my genetic profile. 4 out of those 6 genes, it turned out, showed moderate or severe limitation for my body's ability to methylate. And it pointed out to me that I need to really focus on B vitamins, B6, B12, and folate to help support my body's methylation. And it wasn't until then that I really discovered how important it was to have a clear strategy on pulling the cells out of the toxins in my body and my brain. So I started going through this program called True Cellular Detox. It took me about 90 days or so. And the process focused on restoring the cell membrane, reducing the inflammation of the cells at the cellular level. So you're restoring the cell membrane, you're healing the cell membrane. So now all the good stuff can get in, the vitamins and antioxidants and everything can start getting in to help support methylation. And that's primarily how you start restoring methylation inside the cells. When that happens, your body can start using all the antioxidants to, start quenching off free radicals. And this is all part of the process of not just restoring energy, but preventing cancer, sickness, disease, Alzheimer's. So I saw it for myself. It was like black and white. As soon as my body started being able to methylate again and detoxify, immediately my energy just went through the roof. And so I'll see this as as the years go on. I'll be good, and then maybe a year or two later, I'll start feeling some of that come back again because the toxins start accumulating. When more is going in than your body can actually get out, then sometimes these are the signs and the symptoms. Now, everybody's a little bit different. For me in particular, my body needs a little bit more support, and that may be the case for you. But the only way to find out truly is kind of like what I did. I was tested, and I went through not just a questionnaire for toxicity, but there's a visual contrast sensitivity test where you actually test your vision, because toxins affect the optic nerve, and it affects your ability to discern fine lines. And if you are toxic, you have trouble discerning fine lines in your visual acuity and the ability to do that. And it'll tell us if you're toxic, and it'll also tell us what you may be toxic from. The other test that we do is called the meta-oxy test. So it's a little reagent with a red color in it, and it's mixed. We take a urine sample, and it shows us by way of that color how toxic you may be. And these tests are important, not just to determine your level of cellular toxicity, but if you start going through a detoxification program, it's useful to use as an evidence-based outcome with your progress. And so that's how I knew I just wasn't feeling better, but I was actually getting better. My body was healing. So I wanted to share that with you. We went over a lot of this at the workshop last night. Obviously, for all of us, we live in a toxic soup, and it's something that really needs to be addressed at some point. I mean, if you're eating good, if you're exercising, if you're taking supplements, that's all wonderful and great. But if there's a genetic weakness somewhere, or there's an absorption issue with your digestion, there may be other limitations. And this is just one more layer that can be peeled back to help you get to the root cause of your problem. So that's it. Just wanted to capture some of the recaps from last night. Amazing, life-changing events. Thank you so much for those of you who were there. If this makes sense to you, if this information has captured your interest, and you want to look more into the testing, the cellular testing for the toxicity levels, and learn more about our detoxification program, use the link below in the description box, or call our office, or any way that you can contact one of us or ask somebody at the front desk. We're happy to help you with that. Thank you for joining me today. I love and appreciate you. God bless.